This is MSR TV6 15 Minutes News. In the headlines, chikungunya virus dangerous and life-threatening. February 21st, International Mother Language Day. 23rd Black History Celebration this weekend. These stories with much more details coming up right after this.
MSR Cable TV, simply the best.
Due to the cause of which have become an epidemic with the chikungunya, the Social and Health Insurance SZV has joined forces and efforts to stem the spread of the chikungunya virus by launching a public awareness campaign to inform the general public of just how dangerous and life-threatening it has become. The campaign will include the airing of a number of public service announcements that will be broadcast in collaboration with most radio stations. The ads will be in English and will also be available in Spanish and French. A big step has now been taken in the campaign by sending out mass anti-chikungunya SMS messages to phone users with the assistance of the UTS Chippy and the Telcel. This collaboration was done by Health Minister Cornelius de Wever and SZV Director Reginald Willemsburg. Minister of Education, Culture, Youth Affairs and Sport, Mrs. Patricia Lawrence Phillips, in her speech for International Mother Language Day, said it has been celebrated every year since February 2000 to promote linguistic and cultural diversity and multilingualism. The themes this year is mother language instruction and inclusive education. The United Nations Educational Scientific Cultural Organization, UNESCO, highlights the importance of mother tongue as part speaking one's mother language is a right that not everyone can take for granted, especially in places where local mother tongue are threatened by more dominant languages. According to Lawrence Phillips, today bilingual education programs worldwide illustrate how discussions about mother languages must include the other languages. The objective of the day is to promote linguistic diversity and multilingual education and to develop fuller awareness of the linguistic and cultural traditions based on understanding, tolerance, and dialogue. Several members of the Cultural Department of the French side of the island make presentation to businesses on the island in recognition of Mother Language Day. Here is MSR Cable TV owner Jean Macou, one of the recipients of the presentation on Mother Language Day.
International Mother's Day Language Collectivity, presenting this to the radio stations, and you were included, of course, what to be doing, and to acknowledge the day and keep it up because that's what makes us a people.
Four contractors, namely Global Trucking and Heavy Equipment, Toxic Heavy Equipment Services, Garden Boy Cleaning Services, SM Cleaning Services, and SM Green Diamonds, Enview, received a number of trench cleaning contracts to a total of NAP 399,800 guilders. The signed contracts were handed over by Minister of Infrastructure, Mr. Maurice Lake. A maintenance program that focuses, among other things, on cleaning the main and secondary trenches have been set up by the Ministry of Housing, Spatial Planning, Environment and Infrastructure, VROMI. The four local contractors who was already contracted this year, will execute trench cleaning activities around the island. Minister Lake is here speaking to the contractors.
I'm very happy today. As Mr. Boncamber just mentioned, it took quite a long time, but you know, with my back to basic approach and also following procedures, you have to, how will I say, follow the procedure of the governor, make sure since December, we're trying to get a trench cleaning up and running, but you know, everything takes procedures. And I wish I had an opportunity to get you a nice Christmas gift for the family, but it takes some time, but we are on the right track. And I'm very happy to be awarding these contracts to the local boys within the district itself. That's also part of my back to basic approach where instead of focusing on the big contractors, let me start working among our own. One thing I would like to mention too before I start congratulating, especially the different local contractors, we got to learn to work together as one group instead of just everyone want to do it on their own. So if you know the budget is very tight, but I make sure that we give work to the local boys within the district. So I just want to make sure that they understand the initiative and the good heart from the minister so that we could provide work for not only the trench cleaning, but as Mr. Bonkamba just mentioned, where we go into roadside cleaning. Because there's so many different boys within the district who like to be part of or to get part of the pie, that we have to contribute to work in a very good manner. So I'm looking forward to also creating opportunities for other youngsters within the district to do roadside cleaning and anything where they can take pride to upkeep their community. So I'm looking forward, and it's good. I'd like to congratulate especially Mr. Troy Demoy, which have done a fantastic job for the last 2 years within the Dutch Quarter area of Belvedere. I think it was fantastic to see that.
Thank you very much.
Good to see that. Also, I'm looking at Mr. Angelo Gums, very known within the district of Sucker Garden. His name speaks for himself, and he have, especially with the boys, doing a super job in that area. You know, it makes me feel pride, a lot of pride, because I'm a community person myself. So when you go in your district and you see the guys clean, you say, wow, they really take a lot of pride, and the residents feel good about it too, because, you know, we create work for the youngsters, but also for the residents itself.
Head of ROMI, Mr. Claudius Boncamper, also congratulated the contractors and explained on how they got the monies to finance the projects.
Awarding of trench cleaning works to the group of young men that have started their companies and have taken the initiative to work in a program that government has tried to establish. You know, very often we get the complaint that we don't give the small man a chance, the boys in the block are not taken care of, and we have to find a manner that we can responsibly get the work to them without causing any frictions when it comes to breaking the rules of the financial supervision that has been placed on how we give work and when we give work. This work took longer than anticipated to come out because we wanted to ensure that we followed procedures in such a manner that no one can tell us we did it the wrong way. So what we did is we bulked all the work together, which was approximately $400,000 worth of work. And because we did not publicly tender it as is required by law, it had to be approved by the governor. That we have gotten done today. And we are very happy that the minister is here with us today so that we can give out these works, because this is the first time that the work is being given out after getting formal approval of the governor. And I want to use that as a stepping stone because naturally we have done 2 or 3 of these jobs before, and it was always on a direct basis, government to one contractor. This time we did it government to all contractors in one breath. And the intention actually is to come to a formal working agreement with the various groups that are sitting on this table, but not limited to this table alone. You know, there is going to come a time that we're going to get a lot more companies interested in working for government in cleaning trenches, but government has already started the necessary preparations to include everyone instead of exclude some of them. The way we are doing that, I will speak to you later on after the minister has done his presentations to one and all. But you know we have a large garbage contract, and in there are certain works that are being carried out right now by the contractor, and we are looking at going into negotiations with the contractors at this point in time to see how we can work with them to create an opening in the contract to include the small entrepreneurs that have made a great impact, I must say, not only in the beautification of their neighborhoods by cleaning the trenches, but by taking a certain pride in what they do.
The American University of the Caribbean, AUC, together with government and GEBE, work hand in hand as partners in order to place lighting on the roads in Cooper Croy, especially for the medical students who use the roads on a daily basis. A small ceremony was held to have the symbolic official turning on of the light switch button. Here is Master of Ceremony and Campus Administrator Thomas Rogendraaf as he addressed government officials and the crowd that attended.
We might not always advertise this in the newspapers, but the AOC administration, which is headed by myself, is doing quite some community outreach in St. Martin. Just to give you some examples, what we did in the last 2 years, and this is not just the student side, this is the administration side. We donated computers to the Salvation Army. We donated computers to the Crystal Home. We donated mattresses, TVs, fans, desks, chairs, library shelves, and many more to the Sister Regina School and the Asha Stephen Hillside School. And we participated in community cleanups and paintings. This Tigris Road Streetlight project elevates our community involvement significantly. Yes, we do this because 60% of our student community lives around Tigris Road and Jordan Road. But when our security department identified that there were no streetlights, they found this a very serious security risk, and we immediately started to hire a K9 from the sheriff security. So we have a K9 security patrol around here, and we started this streetlight project. And of course, also the non-AOC community will greatly benefit of this lightning project. So this is truly a public-private partnership executed at the best, and I think it's something we can be really proud of. Minister Lake with his department arranged efficient permits, and hopefully will take care of the lights by GB. And it was constructed in less than 3 months by our St. Martin local contractor Payless Electronic, by our well-known Mr. Louis Weaver. And that's it for me. So bottom line is, I think we're very proud what we have done here in 3 months, and it's a huge difference with the light and no lights, and I hope the community benefits this.
Prime Minister Sarah Westcott Williams also spoke at the opening of this ceremony.
And for me, it's a pleasure to be able to congratulate the AUC on this venture. It is really beautiful, and I remember it was some months ago really that you expressed the desire to do exactly that, and that is to put up some street lighting here at this important juncture, as you indicated, for the students, but for everyone who passes these roads. And so I really think that it's a commendable effort. You looked, of course, at your students, at your school, but realized that by doing this, it is also to the benefit of the larger St. Martin community. And so on behalf of government, I want to commend your efforts, and I want to encourage others who would have the possibility to enter into such private-public partnerships to do exactly that. I believe that it is only with the input of all on St. Martin that we would get much closer to the goal of having a community supported by these type of efforts and activities.
Minister of Infrastructure, Mr. Maurice Lake, had these words to say.
Very important, looking at AOC mission statement. And I think this is something where it's part of the mission statement where it's given back to the community of St. Martin. And this is a good step in the right direction. Not only that, but the AOC is very active when they come on any type of community projects they always take part of. We were just talking earlier on, Mr. Waver, myself, and his wife, where AOC is also part of the Lions when they're having different events giving back to the community, and continue doing the good works within the community. And we support you 100%. As I self-stated, I see a mention about GB. That is something definitely I will be following up with. But we are here to work as public-private partnership. And it's very important that we continue to give back to the different districts. I was just talking with John earlier, and I said, you know, it's a good start to see we're going to put on the street lights, but it's also good where, like in other districts, we have some green areas we would like to see where AOC can also assist us and making a lake park for the kids in one of the different districts. And I'm sure they will take up that to give back in that development.
Dean and Chief Academic Officer Heidi Tromley gave her words of appreciation and congratulations.
I am quite pleased to see another example of AUC and the Country St. Martin working together to find solutions that benefit our students, our faculty, our colleagues, and the citizens of St. Martin. And we are quite pleased again to be working with St. Martin Contractors. Payless Electric, you did a fantastic job. Thank you very much. So today we are here to celebrate light, right? And light, interestingly enough, symbolizes many things in many cultures throughout history and literature, but always is presented as something positive. So among other things, light is good, is truth, is beauty, justice, knowledge, hope, love, happiness, but today it's safety. And we are happy to celebrate safety. So thank you all for joining us and celebrating being part of this event with us. Thank you.
This has been MSR TV6 15 Minutes News. We want to thank you for viewing. Until next time.